Hey guys, and welcome back to another Factorio tutorial. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to sort out your oil refining. So, when you first get oil, it is a slight bit daunting, but fear not, it's very simple to set up. There's just a couple of rules of thumb that you need to kind of abide by. So here's an oil refinery, I'll just pick it up and I'll remove that because we don't really need it for now. Okay, here's a simple little setup, and I'll show you how I set this up. It's basically 4 oil refineries with one gap in between each, and that gap is incredibly important. So let's plonk in the next one. There we go. Let's copy over the instruction for what it should do. The one gap not only allows you to put the power in between, but also allows you to do something rather neat with your pipes, because you want to be using underground pipes to go from each of them, and that's we just connected up the oil. The oil is being stored down here in some oil tanks, which is being mined by this little section of pump jacks that I spawned in the resources and placed the pump jacks and pumped it up here into our storage tanks, which are then getting used by our oil refineries. So when you place your oil refineries, what you're going to have is you're going to have basic oil processing, which only uses crude oil and turns it into your 3 constituent parts, which is heavy, light, and petroleum gas. Heavy oil, light oil, petroleum gas. So when you're pulling in your crude oil, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put your crude oil into the right slot. You can put it in both slots, but when you advance along the oil tree, you're going to get your advanced oil processing, which I'll show you in a second. But that requires oil, and oil goes in the left, not oil, water, and water goes in the left slot. So you're going to want to keep that out. The next thing you're going to want to do is organize your outputs. So in order to organize your outputs, you're going to need some storage tanks. So place down your storage tanks. Doesn't matter where they are, as long as they're not touching each other. Because if these little nozzles here are touching each other, then it will join them up, which is how we've got these all joined up together. So you want them apart, sufficiently apart that they're not going to join up, and you might want to have a bit of extra room between them for either aesthetics or for movement. And then what you want to do is you want to connect all your stuff up. So I'll show you exactly how you connect them up. So you place your thing, connect it up to your oil, that's fine. And then what you want to do is I always use heavy oil being my 3, and then go 3, 2, 1. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. And the reason you do that is because it gives you space to then put in underground pipe. And you want underground pipe because you want to be able to connect up all of your outputs so that they can all be connected up into the one long row, going into your storage tanks. These are all connected up into one long row, and then going into the storage tanks. The exact same with these, and then go into these storage tanks. And that's how you sort that out. So after you have furthered yourself along the tech tree and got yourself to advanced oil processing, which is this one here, not very far in, probably one of the first ones you want to do with blue science, you will decide you will want to change all this over, because the reason being, advanced oil processing gives you more petroleum gas, and petroleum gas is the most useful resource that you get out of oil processing. So with that comes the requirement for water. So to get water, you just do the exact same as you done your power. Shove a offshore pump down, wherever my offshore pump has went. Offshore pump, there's there. Offshore pumps don't require electricity, so don't worry about that. And with your water, you're going to want to do 1, 2, because we've already got 1 for oil, so 1, 2 for water. And this just keeps it all from connecting. You don't need to worry about any of your pipes connecting to each other, so you won't end up with water contaminating your oil pipe, or etc, etc. Stop. Oh god. The pipes are messing about again. Right. To there, you to there. Alrighty. Boop, boop, boop. And that's the water connected up, and because we knew only to go on the left hand side, we're sorted. Okay, so further to that, what you're going to realise is you're going to realise that you're basically using hardly any heavy oil, pretty much 0 light oil, and a metric F ton of petroleum gas. So in order to get these down, because what you're going to end up with is you're going to end up with a surplus of light oil and heavy oil and no petroleum gas, and all your refineries are going to shut off because they can't pump out the light oil or the heavy oil. So what you're going to need to do is a thing called cracking. Cracking's unlocked when you research your advanced oil processing. So in order to crack, what you need is you need chemical plants. And we place our chemical plants pretty much the same way. So what you want to do is you want to have a look at your ratios. So if I look at cracking heavy oil into light oil, so there's two things you can really do. You can crack or you can turn it into solid fuel. Not a big fan of solid fuel, but you can do it. It's basically a replacement for any fuel source, so coal or wood as a fuel source. But what I prefer to do is crack. So if you look at this, this is going to crack 4 heavy oil into 3 light oil every 5 seconds. Okay, so to put that simply, this creates 1 heavy oil every 5 seconds. So one of those will crack down every heavy oil from 4 refineries. So what you need is, once again, you need your water and your heavy oil, and you're going to connect that up the exact same way as you connect up your refineries. I'm not going to do it right now because it's just a waste of time. But if you're placing multiple, you want them definitely one after the other with a slot in between. Slot in between, once again, so that you can have your pipe to ground connecting up the different inputs. Alright, and once again, if you are wanting to crack your light oil down into petroleum gas, which I would highly recommend, the ratio is a bit different. To instead of 1 to 4, you're going to want 1 light oil cracking it's 2 to 3, because they do. Is that right? I'm sure it's right. Quick math. Yep. So you want 3 chemical plants to every 2 of these. So basically, this 5th one here isn't really needed, and I don't like having it. So there we go. We've got 4. So basically, that means that what you need is you need 1 heavy oil and 6 light oil cracking. And what that'll do is that'll turn absolutely everything that you get from every drop of oil into light oil, into petroleum gas. So you may not be using your heavy oil. You use heavy oil for lubricant, for blue belts, and for electric engines. So you don't actually use an awful lot of it. And you will have stockpiled an awful lot. So what you want is if you're wanting perfect ratios, then 4 to 1 to 6, and that'll crack everything that's generated into petroleum gas for you. And that's pretty much oil. I mean, oil's not that complicated. It's just a pain in the ass because you need to use pipes and stuff. But yep, as long as you remember to leave 1 gap in between any sort of processing that you're doing with chemical plants for your pipes, then you should be fine. But that's us done with oil, and in the next episode, I'm going to go on to probably one of my all-time favourite things in Factorio. We're going to be looking at trains. We're going to have a look at the train junctions, merging, that sort of thing, and the different train signals. So watch out for that one. So, as always, I've been CJ, you've been awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.